हेलो गाइस, वेलकम बैक टू सॉफ्ट इंजन। आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे अबाउट द एक्सीडेंट एंड द डिटेक्शंस. So we know the accident can happen at any time or maybe the any reason. So we know as according to graph, still the accidental will increase each and every year. And अभी भी accident the reason है हमारा one of the leading cause of the death. Only not of the loss of this, we also lost our life and property. So what we can do, we can use car detection to help with this. So what we do in the car detection will work on two things. This is the sensors which detect the car detection, and the help, this emergency call service. So detection can base in the two concept. First he detect the according to sensor he detect the crash, and after that it provide the emergency service for the nearest location, or maybe the your family one, anybody to be help you. So how does this work? First of all, collision avoid system will be work as a सेंसर इन द डिवाइस. आपकी कार में कोलिजन अवॉइडेंस सिस्टम होता है. क्या होता है इस सिस्टम के अंदर? इस सिस्टम के अंदर रडार सेंसर होता है अकॉर्डिंग टू योर रेंज. जस्ट लाइक यू कैन सी इन दिस पिक्चर, डिफरेंट सेंसर्स वर्क करते हैं पर्टिकुलर रडार सेंसर के थ्रू. And next one is the light detection and ranging. It's also be used for the including the light range and the velocity and the chemical constitutions. Sensor help on this. The next is the camera vision. If your device have the dashboard camera, which is the front side of your car, so it's also helpful to detect the your uh, nearest and closest object according to your camera detection. Next, we have the distance sensor. Like we previously discussed in the previous video. If you see my video, if you're not, then you just click this new video, which I will also provide in the this link. And the distance sensor, what it's do, like if you have any object in nearest to your vehicle, so it will automatically provide the emergency brake to be your safety. And then next is the ultrasonic sounds wave. Is this something like same thing? It's kind of signal can be the ray will be detect any object will be there, like x-ray. When we a light will be not emitting and an object will be there, then it's provide the object is kind of ultra sound image which show that some object or the some kind of object will be in front or back side or any angle side will be there. And the next is the sensor fusion. Is kind of fusion would work with a different kind of sensor to be detect anything or obstacles and any kind of things. So all this sensor developed in the base of deep learning, artificial intelligence, high tech, and the machine learning things. So let's we think about the audio and video data, how the car detection work according to audio and video data. So if you use video for crash detection, there is a logic behind the machine learning and the deep learning. And the car detection, you must have the dashboard camera to detect this car. Okay, and this thing detect first what the dashboard camera do is detect and record your report your accident according to image recognition. And how did it work? It was on the histogram of the oriental gradients. This is the machine learning kind of model, and the one is the gray level co-orience matrix. This is kind of feature to detect your car detections successfully according to machine learning models. And the second was the dynamic spectral attentions, which DSA, and the re-required natural network model to predict your car detection is based on the deep learning process. So this is a technique you can use for detecting car crash according to this video. And what about the audio? Audio also work with the help of microphone, which may be implemented in your car. If their audio facility and microphone is there, then it will work. What it will work, it just have a two level of working. One is short time interval. Short time interval is the tick, just click only the short sound. And the second is a long time interval. Suppose you have any pitch sound, car maybe crash sound, or there is a glass breaking and the emergency brake, some kind of things they can measure in short and the longer time interval they can manage on this. And this technique just work on the identify the hazardous situation like you hit any object, it will be the pitch sound or glass breaking. This kind of situation is the hardest situation for this detection. This will work on the key mem, and this is work on SCN, which is support factor mechanism, and also for the KCS mixtures and the learning vector quantization is kind of classification who just verified this kind of sound is a part of car crash detection or not. So let we see the model of this. If you work with the sensor of video and audio data, then there is always a dashboard camera is there, and after this we can take video. After the video we check all the frame, each frame will can detect your static image and we will detect according to that. We just share this thing to the deep learning technique is get recreating unit and the convolution neutral network, which will use the deep learning technique to be detecting and the create the average weight of all the static image which will be closer or not, and according to anything this is work on the deep learning models. Next, if you use audio and you use audio technique, and that V is the audio and short and long. And one more thing we are use is the spectrogram. What is a spectrogram? Spectrogram visualize how the tempo change over the time and allow the detailed analyzing of rhythm structure and variation. Suppose you have very low sound or you are in the medium speed. At a point we have your tempo is in a high level. So the according to that graph we can measure how the audio will work on this. So the graph and the sound will be used here to detecting this thing. Both thing we can same use the get recruiting unit and the convolution network, uh, neutral network is GRU and CNN to be detecting this thing. And again we have to send this calculation to the deep learning model, and then some spectrum use a max pooling. The average pooling and the max pooling we just calculate the average calculation of this graph, and the max which value of patch the your map according to what max unit you have, that max unit we can share with the deep. According to that deep model we can detect if there is car accident initial form or not. So accelerometer and GPS, the one second unit we can use for detecting this is accelerometer and GPS. So what is the accelerometer? This is, you can see the car have a three part of X, Y, Z. This is the part of accelerometer. So what we do, we have the G sensor. What is the accelerometer always have the G sensor to monitor the appropriate acceleration, and this acceleration will be calculated as G force. And as you know there is a three axis which is X, Y and Z, to which we can calculate and measure the accelerometer of a car. So what we are doing here, we can calculate the average sample value sum of the continuity. We can, if you're moving, and then we calculate the all the axis according to the equation. And suppose there even odd situation, something you have to jump and you're car is continuously going to be break and on the time what the situation of this thing. So we calculate all this excesses, and after the calculation we just check the difference between the previous and the current value, what the changes and what the graph will be make according this, it will be continue or it will be more flexible or it will be the high difference or not. And this thing will be measured in microelectromechanical system which calculate each thing. Uh, Inside this system we can check the detection and all the average and the max calculation will be sent here, and this is the MEMS which calculate the accelerometer and detect it will be the reason of car detection or not. And why we use the GPS actually we use for the current position, and it will be show the latitude of east and west part and the longitude is north and south part. So as the the personal safety app, we have the Pixel app which is work on a Pixel, it is provided by Google. This is a personal safety app. It's also work on the accelerometer. This use accelerometer sensor inside the Pixel phone, and which is related to the personal safety app which is used for detection car. And one more thing we are using is microphone. So for this app we use accelerometer sensor and we use microphone. So how does this work? First of all, suppose you have a car crash and we can have acceleration detect that this must be a car crash and it send the notification your car. So what kind of notification is notification like car crash detected, and it asked you to me reply this is I am okay or the emergency situation. Suppose in situation you miss this thing and you not respond or you're not able to do this kind of things. So when he get anything is missed call kind of things, he just directly call to 911 to emergency, and this emergency is auto work when you miss this call. So this feature will basically use in US and others country, not for India. Hope you like this thing. And one more thing, Apple plans to launch this great detection in 2022, and this feature would be implemented in iPhone or maybe the Apple Watch, and this sensor which they are used same the accelerator to detect the car accident. Hope you like this thing. And the worst thing is the safety is not expensive, it's a priceless. Thank you very much. Please like this video and subscribe my channel. Thank you.